So this last section of chapter 3, we're going to talk about perpendicular lines. So this is going to be very similar to the last section. The only difference is instead of parallel, we're going to talk about perpendicular. Now the big thing about perpendicular lines is that they have slopes that are opposite reciprocals. So here's what that means. Opposite means change the sign, and reciprocal, now that's a new word maybe for some of you guys. What that means is flip the fraction. Okay, so we're going to find the slope of this line. Okay, we'll start here like we did last section, and then we'll get to here. Okay, so I'll go up to the right one. So up to the right one. So the slope of the given line kind of is up to the right one. So that's 2. Now, the slope of the perpendicular line, okay, we flip 2 over 1, that's 1/2, and then opposite means we change the sign, so it's 1/2. Okay, so there's our given slope, there's the slope perpendicular. Now, we can start at any point we want. I'll start here maybe. So then I'll go, now negative 1/2, I'll go down 1 to the right 2. There's my point. And there's my line perpendicular. Okay. So again, use the line, find your given slope, then change the sign, flip the fraction. Okay, now here we have a horizontal line. Okay, we have a horizontal line, which means that the slope of the given line is 0. Because it's a horizontal line. The slope of the perpendicular line will be undefined. And the reason is that the line perpendicular to a horizontal line is a vertical line. Okay? That's not very vertical, sorry. But when you have that situation, okay, horizontal line, the slope is 0. Okay, vertical line, the slope is undefined. And now they give us the opposite situation. Now we're given the vertical line, so the slope of the given line is undefined. Now, perpendicular to that is the horizontal line. So the slope of the perpendicular line is 0. So it goes both ways. Now, remember, the upside down capital T stands for perpendicular. Okay. All right. So, which equation represents a line which is perpendicular to the line y equals negative 1/8 x plus 3? Okay. Now, in the last section, our choices were in slope-intercept form. This time they've reversed it. Now our given equation is in slope-intercept form, and our answer choices are in standard form. Well, the slope of the given line is negative 1/8. Okay, 8 is the slope of the perpendicular line. So what we want to do is we want to take each choice, solve for x or solve for y, and see which line has a slope of positive 8. So part A, 8x plus y equals 6. So I minus 8x to both sides. So y equals negative 8x plus 6. Okay, here the slope is negative 8. We need positive 8. That's no good. Okay. Now let's see. Let's look at B. X minus 8y equals 40. So we minus x to both sides. Negative 8y equal, whoops, make an equal sign. Okay, make an equal sign. Equals negative x plus 40. Divide by negative 8. Well, that's not going to give us 8. Those cancel, but my slope is 1/8, not 8. So B's out. Let's try D. Y minus 8x equals negative 2. So we would add 8x to both sides. So I would get y equals 8x minus 2. Slope is 8. Winner. Answer is D. Okay. That one we had to do a little bit of work for. Now, which equation represents a line which is perpendicular to x equals 0? X equals 0. Okay? X equals 0 is the same thing as the y-axis. So here is that. Okay? So that is a vertical line. Well, the perpendicular line will be horizontal. So what does that mean? It's going to be y equals a number. Well, where do we get that? Answer D. Okay. Next one, it says find the slope of the line perpendicular to the line whose equation is 2x plus 3y equals negative 3. Fully simplify your answer. So, first, we want to solve for y to get the slope of the original line, of the given line. So we've been doing this for a little bit now, guys, so hopefully we're good at it. Minus 2x to both sides. So I have 3y equals negative 2x minus 3. Divide all three terms by 3. Y equals negative 2/3 x. Negative 3 divided by 3 is negative 1. So the slope of my original given line is negative 2/3. Now, let me give you a little notation here. When I do that M stands for slope, and I do that little subscript with the upside down capital T, that means slope of the perpendicular line. That's just notation, okay? So, opposite sign, so negative becomes positive, flip 2/3, so my answer is positive 3/2. Okay, what is an equation of the line that passes through 4/8 and is perpendicular to this line? First thing we do, solve for y. So I took up a lot of space here. So, x plus 2y equals 12. So let's solve this for y. Minus x to both sides. 2y equals negative x plus 12. Divide everything by 2. So y equals negative 1/2 x plus 6. So my given slope is negative 1/2. Okay. So we did that. Use the solved equation to get the slope. We did. Step 3, take the opposite reciprocal of that slope. So the slope of the perpendicular line will flip or change the sign negative to positive, flip 1/2. So now I get 2/1. Well, 2/1 is just 2. That's step 3. Now they want the equation of the line. Well, again, they don't tell us what form it has to be in. They just want an equation. Well, the easiest way with the given information is to use point slope. Okay, so y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Well, here's 4/8. Okay, here's our point. All right, so I've got y minus 8 equals m, which is 2, times x minus 4. And that's my answer. Okay, so this problem goes a little bit further than the previous one. The previous one, we stopped here at the slope. This one wants us to continue and do the equation of the line. All right, now, The question here is, the lines represented by these two equations, are they parallel? Are they perpendicular? Are they neither? Or are they the same line? Well, the first thing we have to do is we have to make sure that both equations are in slope-intercept form. Well, y equals negative 1/2 x minus 8. So the second line here, the slope is negative 1/2. Okay, well, here's the thing. The other equation, 4y plus 8x equals negative 28, is not in slope-intercept form. So we have to put it in slope-intercept form. So I minus 8x to both sides. Divide by 4. So y equals negative 8 divided by 4 is negative 2x minus 7. So the slope of this line is negative 2. Now, to be parallel, the slopes have to be the same. Well, clearly they're not, because 1/2 and 2 are not the same number. So parallel is out. Okay? Let's see. Perpendicular. They have to be opposite reciprocals. Well, first of all, they can't be opposite reciprocals because they have the same sign. So they're not perpendicular because they have the same sign. They're reciprocals, but they don't have different signs. Are they the same line? Well, if you look at this equation and this equation, you can clearly see they are not the same line. So, which means that these two lines are neither parallel nor perpendicular. They're neither. Also, okay, perpendicular lines. Here's another little check. Have slopes that multiply to negative 1. So if you wanted to check if the two slopes were perpendicular, in this case you would do negative 1 times negative 2. Well, when you multiply those, you get positive 1. That's bad, because we need negative 1. So, not perpendicular. So that's why we crossed out perpendicular up here. Okay, another one just like this. So we have y equals negative 1/2 x plus 8. So our slope is negative 1/2. Now we take our other equation, not in slope-intercept form, so put it in slope-intercept form. So y equals negative 2x minus 3. Our slope is negative. Oh, this is the same as the last problem. Again, negative 1/2 and negative 2. Well, negative 1/2 times negative 2 is positive 1. You need negative 1. So, perpendicular? No. So not perpendicular. If you look at the two equations, they aren't the same line because they're not the same equation. Parallel, numbers aren't the same. So once again, they are neither parallel nor perpendicular. Now that's not going to be the way it works for all of them, but these two examples just happen to work out that way.